Hello, friends. Happy New Year's. Even to you Ohio State fans, I know it was a rough night for you last night. The loss to Georgia at the last second. And I don't think most people realize this, but that kick happened almost at the exact moment that the clock struck midnight, bringing in the new year. And what I have for you is a clip put together by Timothy Burke on Twitter. And Timothy Burke is an excellent follow on Twitter because he presents media in an interesting, enlightening, and fun way. So I'll include the link to the tweet in the show notes, and you can take a look at it. We're going to watch this together. What you're going to see here is the ball counting down in Times Square at the exact moment that the kick is attempted. I was going to say made, but I guess not. So here we go. Notice all the anticipation, 27, 26, 25. The Georgia players are anxious. The crowd is anxious at Times Square. Kirby Smart, Ryan Day, everybody's anxious. And it's supposed to be, probably right now for everybody, except for those on the field, a moment of great joy. You look at this and it's 7, 6, 5. What's going to happen? And you see the heartbreak for the Ohio State guys. I thought that the moment that summed up this game was the moment that the Ohio State kicker consoled his holder. And I thought something went wrong with the hold, went back and looked, and no, it didn't. It just overkicked it. You know, it's kind of like hitting a golf ball too hard and it veers off to one side. You know, I thought Ohio State really wouldn't have been in this game, but they were. But look at this look at their Stetson Bennett, just, you know, looks like he's about to cry with tears of joy. That guy's happy. These people are kissing in Times Square. The New Year's coming in. I don't know who that lady is in Times Square. There's Ryan Seacrest for a moment. Everything's happy and joyous all over the universe, except for the Ohio State fans, which is really too bad. You know, I mean, that's what happens. I thought Ohio State played pretty well in this game, but they didn't win it in the end. And that's what's kind of too bad about it. We have schadenfreude, though. We have joy in the misery of others. But if you can imagine, you know, that moment on the field and all of you at home reacting to that, we have another reaction for you that came from a bar in Columbus, Ohio, that you find, I hope, funny and interesting and fun, unless, of course, you're an Ohio State fan. I'm sorry, you guys, but just wasn't to be. So here's Bill. And Bill is at a bar watching this game. And Bill says, watching this at a bar that dropped balloons right at the midnight in the worst read of the room in human history. And if you see down here, this thread, I'll post this tweet, the link to this tweet in the show notes thing. Bill says no one is happy. There are the balloons. Chris comes back at him and says, are you in Columbus? Please tell me you're in Columbus, because that would be the height of schadenfreude, the joy in other people's misery, is all those Ohio State fans in Columbus having the worst time of their lives on New Year's Eve. Well, the rest of us are enjoying ourselves, presumably. And Bill responds, yes, he is in Columbus. People are angrily stomping on the balloons. And somebody comes back and said, Matthew here comes back and says, not sure I've wished more for a video of something in my life. I went out on Twitter, I tried to find if there were any videos of this. Maybe they'll come out later, but that would have been probably one of the best game reactions in the history of mankind. You know, Bill responds back, dude, I didn't even realize it was happening, and I look around and there are goddamn balloons everywhere. So you have this moment of all these balloons dropping, just in which you're supposed to feel joy. Yes, we won. Yes, we're going to a national title. Your kicker shanks it, and it's all horrifying. I mean, it's horrifying for Ohio State fans. For the rest of us, it's pretty damn funny. It's kind of mean, isn't it? But it's pretty funny enough just the same. At the end of that game, I kind of looked at it and went, okay, you know, C.J. Stroud went on that long run. He got into field goal range according to the little bar that goes across the street. Look, you're in field goal range. And then they stopped there. It's like they tried nothing else to get their kicker a better percentage as a kick. It's like Ryan Days had said, well, if he misses, it's on the kicker and not me. Is that the thought process you went through? Because it's pretty terrible. I don't understand why coaches rely on their college kickers to win enormous moments like this. Because it's clear the pressure kind of got to the guy. And he shanked the ball pretty badly. And, you know, I felt badly for him and the holder, but I guess not so much that I'm not laughing at them and their misery and all the other Ohio State fans out there. You know, and I imagine Ryan Day today as, you know, people want him burned alive or something, but he's a good coach, and Ohio State is so close. And honestly, before that game, I thought they were going to get destroyed by Georgia. But C.J. Stroud played so well. And you know they win this game if their best player, Harrison, doesn't get taken out on a hit that wasn't even called targeting, which is just kind of nasty. I saw somebody tweeted that we need to stop using conference officials. And I thought that was a very good point. Instead of having officials from the SEC or Big 12 or Big 10 or Pac-12 officiate a game, just have a national organization that handles the officials so the calls are consistent across the board, because we all know that the SEC, those officials don't give a shit if people die on the field. You know, the Big Ten's probably a little bit more, there shouldn't be death on the field. And then the Pac-12's like, we shouldn't even be playing this rough man sport, you know? I don't know where the Big 12 falls, somewhere in between there. But I thought those were some very good points. You know, I'm sorry Ohio State lost. The Big Ten had 2 shots at getting into the national title, and they missed on both of them. And one of the things I wanted to enjoy was one of them getting in, or both of them getting in, and then us having an Ohio State-Michigan final in which, you know, one fan base was going to be overjoyed and the other one was going to completely melt down. And one of them getting in would have resulted in one fan base melting down, and we would have enjoyed that too. But now nobody gets in. Nobody's happy in the Big Ten. And it's too bad, really. I mean, the conference, you know, conference did well during bowl season, but just not at the biggest moment when it counted the most. Take care of yourselves. Happy New Year. Hope you're doing well. And go Big Red.